lot of people always ask about MBTI, but what exactly is MBTI? You know, all the INFJ, all the ESTP, all the there are many personalities out there, but does all of this personality really defines who we are? And do you actually believe in this personality test? So we are going to dive into understanding MBTI today. So before we start, remember to like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification button, and most importantly, comment down below and comment your MBTI so that we can actually zoom in and see what kind of audience are we attracting. Let's move on to our program today. And in today's episode, we have invited two amazing guests. They are the Gen Z / Gen Alpha, Gen Z / Gen Alpha representative, but they are both teenagers. So it's good to actually understand from teenagers' perspective on what is MBTI, so that, you know, some of our audience from different generations can also understand more. So let's have our first guest for today, Louis.
So, hello everyone, my name is Louis. I'm 13 years old this year, and personally for me, I'm very excited to be in this podcast because, you know, it feels great for me to be able to share my opinions to everyone.
Yeah, what do you feel about the MBTI topic though?
I feel like this topic is a very interesting topic because me and my friends have talked about it before, but then I never really paid much attention to it. But then ever since I got invited to this podcast, I did some research on it and I found that it's actually quite an interesting topic.
Okay, interesting. Let's find out more from your perspective later. And of course, let's have our second guest today, Zhenshen.
Hello everyone, I'm Zhenshen and I'm 15 this year. So I feel very excited but yet very nervous about coming to this podcast since it's my very first time. And my points of views on the MBTI itself, I never really paid attention, never really searched and researched about it. And then now that I know about it, I feel very confident on my own self because it's actually very true.
Talking about MBTI, when was the first time you are exposed to this personality test?
I don't really have a very specific day, but I remember it was during before the pandemic.
Okay.
My friends found out about this source about the MBTI, and then I did the test, and then I just found out about what my MBTI is basically.
Yeah, but previously when you did the test, how do you felt about the test? Wow, so accurate. Wow, this is me. Or you felt meh.
Yeah, it's basically I felt very interested in it because compared to other personality tests, it has a lot of questions and it took some time to answer. But then when I look at the results, it was actually quite accurate and I found that it's actually quite similar to how I usually act.
That's great. Yeah. How about you, Zhenshen?
Oh, when's the last time?
Yeah.
So I think it was 3 years ago maybe, and then I was scrolling and then they talked about personality itself, and then I decided to do one on myself, and it has made me realize it's not only just true, it's every day what I'm doing is what they are actually saying and telling me.
Because I have heard people talking about MBTI, even though they have done many times, but they won't feel like it's reflecting them. Then why do you think it does not reflect on certain points? Why does it not reflect to that person?
I mean, for me, it could be because usually sometimes in the questions they ask, they might be untruthful, to themselves. So it's maybe they ask you do you usually sleep late? They might put disagree, but when they actually do sleep late So when the results come out, they compile it together, it could be not that accurate. So therefore they don't find it as legit
True. Have you ever met someone who thinks that MBTI is not legit?
Yes.
Oh, really?
I've met two.
Oh.
Okay, so one of my friends, he's a person where he likes to research about stuff, finding new stuff to go into. And when he searched about MBTI itself, he was telling me hey, you should try this because I think my one is not true itself. And he was telling me yo, you know right, I know right, this thing right, it's not actually true itself. I don't really see it impacting myself. And then I told him that it's actually true because when I read his thing itself, it's actually reflecting to himself also. It's just himself 自以为 it's not true itself.
So he's in denial.
Yeah.
Denial. Okay. So sometimes it's not that it's not legit. It's just that person might not be able to accept.
Yes.
What is written to them. Okay, that's interesting. So just a quick fun fact to all of the audience. What does MBTI stands for? Not the word itself, MBTI. I mean like the results always generate to EISNTF or like J and P. So what does it actually stand for? So E stands for?
Extroverted.
Yes, extrovert. I?
Introverted.
Introvert. That's right. And we have S and N. Do you know what S and N means?
No.
No, not really.
Not really. Okay. S stands for sensors. Okay, you are very sensible people. Sense. Okay, and N stands for intuitive. You're someone who just follow your gut feeling. Just very intuition. You know, you have your good gut feeling. Okay? And we have T and F. T.
Truthful.
Thinking.
Apparently they are not. Yes. Okay, they are is thinkers and the F is feelers. Is it called feelers? Yes, feelers. So they feel things. Okay, and of course the last one is J and P. J.
Juliet.
No, not Juliet. Judgers. Okay, they are judgers. Judgers and perceivers. Okay, so we have these two spectrum, and all of the MBTI is made out of all of this spectrum. So it's either you are INTP, INTJ. So it's all from this spectrum. So we can now tell the audience what is our MBTI. So your MBTI is?
Campaigner.
Yes, campaigner.
Campaigner. Yeah.
A campaigner is ENFP.
Oh, ENFP.
Now that we reflect a lot about a campaigner here, yeah? Okay, how about you?
I'm also a campaigner.
So I'm surrounded by campaigners. Because I have come across a lot of teenagers, a lot of them are campaigners. Do you also have campaigner friends in school also?
I don't think any of my friends has like actually took the MBTI test before. But then like based on what I see, I think most of them will be campaigners too.
Oh, why?
It's because like the way they act is very similar to how I act also, and then like just the overall mood they give off is also very similar to what I feel like personally. So yeah, that's why I think that most of them are also campaigners.
Yeah, you attract the same kind of people, right? How about you, Zhenshen?
Maybe I would say most, maybe 80% around there in my school itself, because most of them are very outgoing, and then they always, the way they act is like almost similar to me. And maybe I have like two friends that is maybe on the other path that is not a campaigner itself, because some of them are introverted and they are very like keep to 自己 themselves.
I used to not be this commander personality. I used to be INFJ, which is like the green. Do you know that there are actually like four categories of MBTI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Aga. Okay, there are 4 categories but different colors. Okay, you can guess. You know what are the 4 different colors? You are.
The campaigner is green color.
Yes,
right?
campaigner is green color. Do you scroll through the other rest of the?
I think there's blue color.
Yeah. There's blue color.
Orange.
Close yellow.
Oh, yellow.
Okay, close yellow, and then the last one is mine.
Red.
No. Purple.
Oh, purple.
Yes, purple. The 4 categories name are: purple are analysts. Okay, greens are diplomats. Why are you guys laughing? Diplomat. Okay, why are you laughing? Are you a diplomat?
Diplomats, it's like all those government related stuff.
Yeah.
That's my idea of diplomat.
Okay.
I just thought the word that was funny.
But I think a lot of times diplomats are like, because the government, they cannot be too extreme, right? They need to always balance. They need to also think about the citizens. So they are like diplomats. So both of you are feelers. You care for people around you. Okay, then that's good. And of course, we have the blue category, which is like sentinels. Okay, and last one is explorers. So these are the 4 main categories. Okay, so but before we even talk about all of these things, I'd like to dive in deeper because I have done my research also. Okay, I have seen a very clear distinct between because I am ENTJ. There is a clear difference between J and P type of personality. Okay, I'm gonna quiz you all. Okay, I'm gonna ask you all, yeah? Okay, when you guys eat zap fan, right? When you guys eat zap fan, eat zap fan. Imagine you're eating a zap fan on a plate, right? So you have a whole chunk of rice there. How do you start to eat your zap fan? Explain to me. Do you put the food on top of the zap fan, or you start from the side and then you make sure? Come, visualize for me, please.
Like maybe the plate of food, I put the rice in the middle.
Criminal. Okay, and then?
And then the dish I put at the side lah. So it's something like all those, what you call, the Chinese New Year, the losang. Yeah, I put all at the side like that.
I cannot. Okay. How about you?
Okay, firstly, I will say that I drink water first. I put the water on the side first. I drink first. And then the food itself is like, the rice is on the left side and then the liao is all on the right side.
Yeah.
It's like organized. The first bite, I will say I will take the rice first and not the liao first. Because I want to see how good is the quality of the rice.
Hey, why you are suddenly not P anymore? Wait, I should show you guys a picture. Like this. Do you eat like this at the end? Towards the end of your zafan, is it like this?
At the end, gone already.
No. No, I mean towards the end, do you mix all the food together?
No.
No.
I mean, for me, yeah lah, like all the food, because I don't want to waste all the food, so I just like whatever sauce that's left, I just take the rice and I just mix it all together.
There is a clear, distinct difference between J and P type of. Right? When you organize your phone, how do you organize your phone? Is your apps all everywhere, or it has color coordination? It is in a folder. It's in a group. So,
For me, I organize them in groups lah. Like for example, depends lah. Like for example, like all the stuff that I have aviation related, I like one group. But then my social media are all like left around lah. So it really depends on what type of apps.
but not color coordinated, right?
No.
How about you?
My one is very on the aesthetic side. So it's very
really?
color coordinated.
Are you a real ENFP?
Bombastic side eye.
Did you lie on the test?
No.
Sure.
I was very
Why are you
truthful.
on my side?
Both.
Oh, both. I also saw some mess around, some are organized also. By the way, guys, I want to show you guys my phone. It is Kirby team, you know. So it is not just color coordinated, it is team coordinated. Proud J. Okay? Next. Of course, I have the third experiment. Is it the third? Yes, I have the third experiment here. So imagine this is a bag, okay? This is a McDonald's paper bag. Okay, I don't have McDonald's paper bag now, but imagine it is. So let's say you're rushing, you just tapao your McD, take away. How would you grab the bag? Like how? McDonald's bag, usually the person like, and then put on the counter, right? Not close one. So how will you take? Show me.
The McDonald's top has no.
don't have.
I will hold it like that.
Oh, how about you?
I would hold the bottom first and then one hand on the top also. So it's like more secure.
You are a fake ENFP lah.
No.
Okay. Apparently, as a P person would just grab it like that and just leave.
Cannot imagine like
Do you imagine yourself doing this?
Okay, my opinion is that if it's like a lot of food, I wouldn't. But look, it's like very small little food. Just
grab it. Okay. So you are still in between. Okay, but of course, as a J person, you will fold and grab it like this. Okay, so that's a very clear distinct between the J and the P's. Now that we have actually dived into just J and P, there's still a lot of the difference, you know, like the difference between E and I, very obvious, you know, when we go to social setting, I are usually
quiet.
They don't prefer to go out. How about the E's?
The E, I think they like to go a lot lah. They like to talk a lot and then like share a lot of stuff.
Exactly. So there's like a lot of categories between a lot of things that you can actually discuss and compare among the E and the I, the J and the P. But let's talk about a little bit more about our MBTI's strength and weakness. So one thing I like about this test is that though it's free, But the report is very comprehensive, don't you think so?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
say that.
What's the meaning of comprehensive?
Like very detailed.
Uh-huh.
Like once you read it, it's very easy for you to relate. It's not like just
Yeah.
one word.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you also share some of your strength and weakness as a campaigner?
I think one of the strengths like I see the most relatable for me is I'm really empathetic, very sympathetic. So like I like to care around for people a lot. But then like the bad part about that, which is also happens to my weakness, is that sometimes the people that are like very bad, they tend to
Take advantage.
take advantage, and then like they abuse the knowledge like they know. So yeah, that's one of my biggest attributes, I could say.
Then how do you balance like not being overly empathetic?
I have no idea. I'm still overly empathetic.
Oh, it's still okay. So apparently, Luis is still working on this weakness, but it's okay. How about your own strength and weakness? for
Oh,
this?
mine, my biggest is creative problem solving. Is when some people they just go with the normal route of like maybe firstly they do this first, but then my one is like I just think of another way there's an easier and like quicker way to do it. Like when people like take food, right, they will like always like 这样子拿, they think it's the fastest way. But then if you hold it at the both sides itself, it'll be like more easier to hold and then like more safer because like prevent accidents and stuff.
I see. So you have your own logic and
Yeah.
creativity lah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then in terms of this MBTI, do you think like it will change over time? And is it okay for someone to change along the way in their course of life?
I think that's actually very normal because back when I first took the test versus like recently when I took the test, like I found out there was actually quite a lot of difference in the choices that I make inside the questions. And then like I believe as I grow up and then like maybe like 20 years later, I'm sure my MBTI will also change.
Then what do you think is the factor of the changes? Like why does it change?
Stuff happening to people. Maybe you like some are sad, some are good, and then people may go through changes through like emotions and their own feelings of whenever they want to change.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes, even in the workforce, sometimes or in school life, like you get different experience. Maybe from a team player to a leadership role in school, that will actually help you to move up maybe from I to E. But there are also some people who will feel like, no, I like this personality so much, I cannot change. No, if I change, I'm not being myself.
I believe that it's something that you cannot, it's like a force that you cannot stop lah. It will happen throughout your life. Like you can't just remain the same. Like although you can, but then like there will be a lot of factors in your life that will change the outcome of your personality.
But when people are changing itself like in life, you're the only one that's staying there, never ever like change. So people will always like look at you the same way, right? And see, oh my god, this person actually became from this to that. They went from introverted to extroverted, or maybe from a person that really didn't care about stuff to a person that really takes it very detailed and stuff.
Okay, very controversial, but I feel like it's just a different way of Suan Ming. Oh, you know why? Yeah? Why? Because when people go to Suan Ming and stuff, right, it's to lay down, your traits about life and everything, how you are like, da-da-da-da-da. And at the same time, when we are doing personality tests like this, it's also reflecting on our own life, our personality and everything, right? So, on a certain extent, the two common things about like the traditional type of way to understand a person and like the modern type, which is like MBTI test, will you think once people actually done the test, they will be framed like, yes, I am ENFJ. I cannot change. I am extrovert for life. I'm introvert for life. So how do you, let's say if you have a friend, let's say she needs to go to a presentation. Okay, a presentation. Yeah, I'm an I. I cannot mix with people. I'm an I. So how do you like encourage people like this to move out from their zone?
I mean, for me, I like to like relate it back to their lifestyle. So for example, if let's say Zhenchen, he likes to play let's say Valorant. Okay, it's a matchmaking PvP game. Basically, like for example, if he says that, oh, he's an I, then he cannot go present, right? Then like maybe it's the same thing. There are different roles inside the game, right? Like for example, there's one that is like fitted to go and fight, and then there's one that's fitted to support. Like if he's the one supporting, like he won't just tell himself like, oh, I cannot fight. So it's like the role, you can't limit your mind lah, because in the game like you have to tell yourself, oh, I might be support, but I can still go inside as the fighter to go and fight instead.
I like this metaphor. Very creative way of understanding and to allowing someone to understand. That's good.
Actually, I also have a similar case, but it's not much about MBTI. but
Okay.
Basically, two of my friends were dating.
Oh, juicy.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then they broke up, and then I asked one of them why they break up. They say it's because both of us are introverts, so like we won't talk out to each other. Like no one will be there to start the conversation. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's why I was like very shocked. Where
Do you think you can only mix well with E though? E type of people.
no, I mean like, I have a lot of I friends also.
Oh.
Like whenever I just go talk to them, they just come back talk to me.
I would say that like mostly of the time I'm mostly with E people because
Okay.
my friends are more outgoing. But then I have like a batch of friends that are like all I's itself. So I say it's a balance. It's a balance of yourself. Like sometimes you have to be with this type of people, sometimes you have to be with the I people, so you can like learn from each other itself, so that they can like maybe step out in like the future.
So for the dating case that you mentioned just I guess sometimes in different social contexts, then how, yeah? Let's say, okay, that is a very good topic. Like, okay, both of them are I, so who's gonna start the topic? So do you think they already label themselves as like, yeah, because I'm an I, that's why I cannot start topic?
Yeah,
Right.
like because they limit themselves into like just a single role, and then like they can't do this, they won't do that. Because I'm this, because I'm I, so I won't be able to do this. I can't do this.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's always like a pros and cons towards MBTI, and the pros and cons actually ultimately reflects on how we perceive and how we look at it. Because if we think that it defines us, then it's going to be like that. So audience, make sure don't be defined by the personality test. You can do beyond what the personality test says about you. It's just a reference on, what you're currently at and what's your level and how does it reflect you and how you can move forward. I think that's the whole point of why they created the test as well. Let's say this MBTI test, would you recommend it to your friends out there to actually to do the test and everything?
Yeah, definitely.
Why?
Because it sort of like makes them reflect on their life, makes them think about the things that they've done, and then apart from that, they can also like if they don't turn out to limit themselves, like as you mentioned just now, I'm an I, do need to do this. Like if they don't limit themselves, they can actually also find out like what can they improve on. Like, oh, I'm an I maybe need to try to get out a little bit more, be more of an E instead. Yeah.
For me itself, 100%, because my friends, they are very clueless of what they want to do in the future and about themselves also. So if they take this test itself, they can have really like reflect on what like something they can actually do and to improve and maybe to talk about rather than keeping it to themselves lah. Maybe like sometimes they think that they're introvert, and then when they do this test, it says that they're extrovert. So it means that they have the ability and the capability to be extrovert rather than just being an introvert itself.
Right. Yes, exactly. And I think most importantly, because we are each representing different categories, like we have like the purple category, we have the green category, the blue and the yellow. Maybe to wrap up, maybe can you all also share? Because from my perspective and understanding from the test, green personalities are usually very, like what you all mentioned, like very caring towards people around you. And then sometimes when it comes to doing work, like work that requires great discipline, it takes a little bit challenge because green personalities are quite free spirited, likes to follow the flow instead of like plan SOPs, plan, follow. Agree?
Agree.
Yeah, agree.
Okay, but purple are more like, okay, they will think logically how to do, what to solve, strategy thinking. And the blues are more like the executors. Like whatever task given to me, I'll make sure I will do it. Okay, these are the blues. And of course, the yellow are even more wild and spirited as compared to the greens, where they will explore different things, they learn, they have a lot of hobbies and everything. So if just based on the categories that I mentioned here, what is that one, what category you wish to actually challenge in the future?
So for me, I want to be an explorer, the yellow one, because I realized that there are many hobbies that I haven't really tried, and there are a lot of options in life that I maybe didn't really take a look in because I keep staying on that one thing only. I want to explore my options to like outside places rather than just being in like a very small place.
Interesting.
I think for me, I would actually preferably like to remain where I am right now. It's because I believe that this is actually quite suiting for me. Like I know like when I can explore, and I know when I can keep it to myself, and then like I just find it's like more of a perfect balance of everything. Yeah, that's why I think I like to stay in my zone better.
Okay, that's good. So I think to the audience who are watching here is that it's okay for our MBTI test or personality to change along the way, because I heard many people when they change, they say, no, I don't want to change, or like if the test shows extrovert, but no, I think I'm introvert. So I think it's very important that we just accept whatever state that we are actually in, what personality that reflects, and then we see what we can actually move forward and to improve. And I think that's the most important thing about, doing tests out there, not for the sake of just comparing and just to do tests for fun. To wrap things up today, thank you so much for these two guests to share their very insightful thoughts of an ENFP and of course their own perspective towards MBTI. And I hope that, for all of the audience watching today, you can start to redo your MBTI test as well. Okay, if you have just done it last week, then it's okay, you don't have to do it again. So if it has been quite some long time, good to do it and to reflect and plan for 2025. So we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.